Cars dominate the majority of human existence. They are all around us in various ways. Every time we go down the street, we inhale their emissions through our mouths and nose. As youngsters, we wanted, if not received, and played with a toy car or two. They can be found everywhere we look. We weave amongst them as we go from one location to another. We shout over them to carry on a discussion as we go down the street. As they park or drive past our houses, their sound systems wake us up. To make space for cars, beautiful places have been divided and paved over. And a car showroom is typically only a few kilometers away from where we live. Cars suffocate and blanket our life like mosquitoes on poop. However, their dominance is oddly imperceptible. Our remarkable adaptation as a species has allowed us to accept their overwhelming existence and not regard it as strange. If a car were a disease, it would be a pandemic. It would be a plague if it were an insect infestation. It would be a disastrous flood if it were water. Yet, fascinated, we welcome the massive destroyer and build our lives, communities, and landscapes around them. We welcome them into our lives despite the fact they should be branded with public health warnings in the same way that cigarette packs are. Before even considering its connection to global warming, cars have taken 30 million lives in the century that has passed since the first documented fatal traffic accident. According to the CDC, crash injuries estimated to be the 8th leading cause of death globally for all age groups, and the leading cause of death for children and young people 5 to 29 years of age. The World Health Organization estimates that 1.2 million die on roads each year, which is comparable to total malaria fatalities. In the case of global warming, which is, as most of us know, is still going on in the atmosphere, nothing is more indicative of the unsustainable usage of fossil fuels than the car. If opinions regarding cars change in the same manner as attitudes towards smoking have, we may properly infer that there is cause for optimism. However, the opposite is true. Countries embraced living in a great car economy decades ago. Roads and parking lots were created at the expense of the public, and competitors, such as trains and trams, had been purposefully reduced in its favor. The car's benefits, such as its capacity to transport you about, although now very slowly, was lauded. Bad behavior, such as murdering and hurting people on a large scale, as well as ruining both the urban and rural environments, was tolerated and overlooked. Nonetheless, the car's Royal Safeguarding Unit is busier than ever, and our addiction to a more powerful vehicle grows stronger. Every year, around 66 million cars are sold globally. Not only is the market large, but it is also heavily concentrated in the hands of a few large business companies. Potential environmental improvements in car design have been eroded by people's desire for larger, faster, and off-road vehicles. 2 decades of fuel-saving advancements that could have helped reduce CO2 emissions have instead leaned towards vehicle weight and performance, just so it could live up to its promise. Power, speed, and sex are among the most popular promises made in car ads. A number of secondary promises are also pretty common. Cars boost your personality because somehow expenses, congestion, lack of parking, and road rage make you a better person. Cars can protect what is important to you. Even though the surge in childhood asthma has been attributed to pollution from increased vehicular traffic, and the number of children who are killed or injured in road accidents each year would generate widespread fear if they were caused by a new strain of the COVID-19 virus. Cars make people jealous of you. With your car payments as well as rising fuel and maintenance costs, who wouldn't want to be you? And cars provide spiritual and emotional fulfillment. Well, I guess you'll have plenty of time to pray or meditate when you're regularly in the middle of this. The war on cars refer to initiatives that diminish car dominance in urban transportation networks and encourage alternative forms of transport such as walking, cycling, mass transit, and electric mobility devices. While it may seem dramatic to call it a war, the issues covered in this piece provide effective evidence that such a shift away from car-centric cities is inevitable. While there will undoubtedly be resistance and challenges to the transition away from car-centric transport systems, the combination of issues related to the environment, urbanization, health factors, advances in technology, and evolving societal attitudes makes it increasingly likely that the war on cars will gain momentum and eventually become an unavoidable shift in how we move within cities.